In Los Angeles when you join us for the Lakers and the Timberwolves, but right now it's Dallas and Portland. Game 3, Western Conference first round. Dallas Mavericks a 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 series. Portland, though, on their home floor where they've blistered Dallas over the years. They lead. This is the 50th game in the series. They lead 40-9 in the all-time series here. The Bud Light starting lineups, here's how they look as they've just taken the floor. Nash and Finley in the backcourt. Daniels and Stoudemire, Scottie Pippen and Derek Anderson both out with injuries. LaFrentz and Wells up front. Nowitzki, Wallace, Bradley, and Davis. That's how it looks. Rafe LaFrentz has scored the first basket of the ball game, and Rasheed Wallace going to the free throw line.
Nothing but questions for the Portland Trailblazers. Scottie Pippen looking on. Derek Anderson, he's due for arthroscopic knee surgery. Both of those guys are out with no set timetable for their return. The Blazers' offense has been non-existent. They can't shoot or score. That's a tough way to win. They're getting pounded on the glass by the Dallas Mavericks of all team. Then Blazers aren't playing any sort of team game whatsoever, and that will preclude them from moving deep into the playoffs. But they do have Bonzi Wells. Rasheed Wallace has been overshadowed by Dirk Nowitzki. Blazers' only hope is to capitalize on the great home court advantage here.
Here's Finley, one of the big three for Dallas. And they've done their job. Nowitzki had the huge game in game 1, but then Finley and Nash did a lot of the damage in the second game. And here's turnover.
Stepping out of bounds, Antonio Daniels in the starting lineup. The second string backcourt for Maurice Cheeks. Antonio Daniels teaming up with Damon Stoudemire. Stoudemire used to be the starting point guard until his season fell apart this year.
Nowitzki, LaFrentz ripped out of his hands. Rasheed Wallace got back defensively. Let's check in with the third man on our team, David Aldridge. D.A.
Well, guys, as you mentioned, Scottie Pippen not playing tonight. He could play Sunday, but he's not at all sure right now. Came in this evening about 6 o'clock, told trainer Jay Jensen he just couldn't go. He had the arthroscopic knee surgery in March. They knew that this was a possibility. They said that they'd have to live with it. The problem now is pain tolerance. That's the only thing. It's really up to Scottie how much pain he can take in that knee. And as Jay Jensen said, this guy's one of the toughest guys around, so he must really be hurting if he can't play.
32 minutes in the first game, didn't play in the last outing. 6 NBA championships under his belt. Those are the kind of guys you want on the floor, and it's just too bad that both he and Derek Anderson, two of the top players on this team, are not in uniform.
If Scottie Pippen can't play, that means he's basically on the verge of being hospitalized. That guy is as tough as they come. Second most playoff games played in the history of the NBA.
Second to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Stoudemire going to take the shot over Finley. Whoa, what a tough shot over Finley.
One of Dallas's goals, Don Nelson really wants him off to a top start today. Keep this crowd out of it and don't give the Blazers any sort of confidence or momentum.
Antonio Daniels, last year in the playoffs with the Spurs, now with the Trailblazers this year. Wallace outside, rimmed out a 3 that would have given them the lead.
Dirk Nowitzki 0 for 2 on his first 2 touches.
Ooh. And Dallas throws it away.
How will the Blazers defend the pick and roll? That's been a nightmare.
They haven't so far.
It's been Nowitzki and Nash with all kinds of different combinations of those two guys setting screens for each other. That time, Finley, Rafe LaFrentz. Blazers got away with a horrible mistake defensively.
And another shot rims out. This one by Bonzi Wells, his first touch of the ball game. Dallas still leading by 2. Finley, his three-pointer goes.
The Blazers flew up here Wednesday night after the game. The Mavericks stayed in Dallas and flew up yesterday afternoon. We'll see how that plays out and which team is fresher and more rested.
Stoudemire got up in the air, couldn't find anybody to go to, and ends up giving it up. Nash, Nowitzki on the break off the glass.
How fluid, how graceful for Nowitzki. Biggest lead of the night for the Dallas Mavericks. And where are the Portland Trailblazers?
Dale Davis, not an offensive threat. They back off him.
Yet still had a great impact on the game.
Another turnover. Nash left open, 3, got it.
Transition defense, absolutely non-existent. Maurice Cheeks desperately in need of a timeout here.
Terrible start at home for Portland as their shooting's as smoky as the arena is from the fireworks. But Dallas, they're on fire as they have been throughout. 10-point lead early, 8:43 of the first.
Madre de Dios, where civilization ends and you can enjoy solitude like no other place on earth, because Madre de Dios is uninhabitable.
Are you tough enough to drive a Tacoma?
I'm about to bring it like you ain't never heard.
That's what I'm talking about.
Feel the beat of the Drumline, now on DVD and video. Drumline, own it today.
I just thought I had a little something on the end.
How long does it take to wash and wax your car? Minutes with new Turtle Wax Jet Wash and Jet Wax. Jet Wash jets off dirt and grime in no time. Jet Wax leaves a Turtle Wax shine in minutes. New Turtle Wax Jet Wash and Jet Wax. Clean and shiny, fast and easy.
These for just $8.99. Come get a taste of our new bold flavor.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. And Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Big early lead for the Dallas Mavericks, who have the 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 series here in round one of the Western Conference playoffs. Welcome, everybody. Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, David Aldridge is with us. We talked a little bit briefly when we first tipped about the big three for Dallas. They're all over the place already.
It's an unbelievable start for Dallas, particularly with the fact that Portland has to win this game. Portland goes down 3-0. They're not going to win this series. But with the Dallas Mavericks big three of Nowitzki, Nash, and Finley combining for 10 of the first 14 points, it has been an explosive start for the Dallas Mavericks. When you look at the first two games of the big three, Dirk Nowitzki first, 46 points. The other two guys were solid. They didn't need to do any more as the Blazers fell apart in the second half, and then they spread it around a lot more in game two.
And so far tonight, that's how it looks. Finley leads the way with 5. 8 straight points in a minute time for Dallas to get this 10-point advantage.
Zone defense here. Lots of size along the back line for Dallas.
Going to have to hurry. 3 on the shot clock. Rasheed Wallace just has to throw one up there. Would have been a shot clock violation.
Horrendous execution. Out of a timeout yet.
Nash all the way down court. Got a scoop shot that missed, but Bradley's there to clean it up.
Fans so loyal here in Portland. Booing already less than 4 minutes into the game. Unheard of.
And another turnover. Pretty soon they're going to have as many. They do have as many points as turnovers right now.
And the crescendo of boos cascading onto the floor.
It's not what they came to see for this sellout crowd here for game 3. Finley has a look at the clock. He might go to work right here on Daniels. Gets it to Nash. He'll have to shoot just as time expires. Stoudemire out of the pile, 3-on-2. Wallace goes right back to the little guy. And finally, Daniels open, cross court, got it for 3.
It's a lackadaisical approach, seemingly, for the Portland Trailblazers. Rasheed Wallace up and down the court seems lost in the fog of the arena here.
Well, at least that stops the bleeding of 10 straight points by Dallas. Nash. 3 from the top of the circle. That's the one he hit with 30 seconds to go the other night. That ice game 2 for all practical purposes. That one he missed. Bonzi Wells the lob to Davis. Finally they get something inside.
Signs of life. The Blazers should be pounding the Dallas Mavericks on the interior.
Bradley sets a pick. Stoudemire can't get around. Nowitzki, a jump block, and he buried the 16-footer falling away.
You might want to keep shooting if you're going to make that one.
I guess. Here's Wells in the paint.
Offensive foul. Hugh Hollins waving it off.
Bonzi Wells, who had the huge game, a career-high 45 points in the 10-point loss the other night.
It was the greatest scoring performance by any player in the history of the NBA, whose average is only 15 points a game or below over the course of the regular season. What an explosion.
Nash again waits for the screen, the kick out to LaFrentz on the baseline. And Nash, I think, pushed off trying to get position for that rebound. At least that's what it looked like from here.
Do the Blazers have a chance to win if they can't control the penetration of Steve Nash? Damon Stoudemire did a decent job during parts of Game 2. It was a switch at the end of that game that left Dale Davis on Nash.
And the guy you're talking about hits the two-pointer. 4 for Damon. He had 16 in Game 1, 9 points in 34 minutes of work in the Game 2 loss, but he's just cut Dallas's lead down to 7.
Problem for the Blazers was in Game 2, they got 0 points in the first half out of Stoudemire and Jeff McGinnis, his backup, combined.
Rasheed Wallace picks up his second foul.
Confusion, the bailout. One of the criticisms of this Trailblazer team has been that they don't play that style of continuity that the real great teams have. The fluidity of the Dallas Mavericks, the Sacramento Kings, the Spurs, the Lakers, Timberwolves getting into that class right now. A lot of individual agendas on this Blazer squad.
Nice strip by Damon Stoudemire. He got the steal. Wells the only guy that hasn't scored of the two starting fives on the floor, or that were on the floor. Zach Randolph's in there right now for Portland. Wells way off the mark. LaFrentz clears it out to Nash. Nash 100 miles an hour to Nowitzki.
Transition defense. Where is it? Talking to the Blazer staff prior to the game. Very concerned about the ability to match up, identify who's outrunning those lanes for the Mavericks.
Maurice Cheeks has gone to Zach Randolph, who feeds Davis inside because Wallace has 2 early fouls.
Right into the lap. Sean Bradley of Paul Allen and Bob Whitsitt.
Nash coming down court like a runaway freight train and feeds over to Nowitzki for the slam.
Nowitzki at 7 feet tall covers so much ground.
Yeah.
He just runs like he's a 6'2" guard. Dale Davis, masterful performance on the boards in Game 2. Kept a lot of balls alive.
Had 15 rebounds in that one. Check in with David.
Guys, this is a theme we're going to come back to all the time, is how they're going to guard screen roll defense. The problem is Damon Stoudemire is 5'10" on a good day. And whenever they switch it, that means Dirk Nowitzki at 7 feet tall is shooting over a 5'10" guy. There's nothing they can do. The only thing that they told the players, the coaches before the game, is that you have to be physical when you go through those screens and make those guys know that you're there. Knock them around, hit them. They don't think Dallas responds well when their offense gets gummed up a little bit. But Nowitzki is such a tough check. Flip Saunders last week said the toughest guy for Minnesota to defend in this league is Dirk Nowitzki. Not Shaq, not Kobe, Nowitzki.
Well, that would be the difference. Scottie Pippen would be 6'8" in there coming around those picks instead of 5'10". And a whistle and a foul on Michael Finley.
So Damon Stoudemire has to get it back on the offensive end. Unfortunately for him, he has lost so much of his game.
Yeah. He averaged just under 7 points a game on the season after about 14 a year ago, but obviously the time was cut down dramatically.
He rarely plays when Scottie Pippen is healthy.
Right.
Now he's going to be playing the whole game and maybe the most important guy for
I was going to say they're pretty darn lucky they got him right now.
The luxury of a $107 million payroll.
The highest in the NBA.
Bradley is out-rebounding the Blazers as a team, 7-4.
And here he is on the lob from Finley, but he missed in close. And back come the Blazers. Stoudemire all the way. High lofting shot won't go for him. This time it's Zach Randolph with a rebound. A second chance for Portland.
This crowd is so hungry for something positive to happen from the Blazers.
Wells underneath. Still can't buy one. Finally, they get a fifth shot, and now bodies tumble. And Joe Crawford's in the middle of it, and everybody backs up their own teammates. I think we might have gotten a technical in the middle of that, though.
There's at least two.
One's on Bradley, right?
Joe Crawford is here tonight, so things will not get out of hand.
Boy, that was quick. It didn't last long. It was an intense pileup, but it didn't last long.
The scramble underneath the boards. Sean Bradley having a definite impact on this game. They're trying to get this game started up again.
The second and 15 foul penalty. Technical fouls for the Mavericks, number 44, Sean Bradley. And the Blazers, number 21, Ruben Patterson.
And Ruben Patterson, the other half of it.
The penetration to the hoop. Wild throws up as they're intimidated by Sean Bradley's towering presence. The scrum, the scrap for the ball. Sean Bradley all wrapped up here. Dangerous fall for Bradley as he tumbles over the top of a fallen Blazer.
That's a longer fall for him than most people. So Ruben Patterson at the free throw line after the technicals and everything broken up. The fans finally take a seat again.
Offsetting technicals do not get shot.
It was the personal foul on Bradley that's forcing the free throws. And they're working on a mouse under his eye.
Blazers have to approach this game as if they're down at the half. Being down 2-0, this franchise has been there before. They're on a 9-game losing streak in playoffs over the last few years. All of that at the expense of the Los Angeles Lakers, trying desperately for a much-needed win.
In 7-game series, 155 times, teams have been down 2-0. And only 7 of them that have been able to come back from that 2-0 deficit to win a series. And, partner, you were part of one of them in 77 in the NBA Finals against the 76ers.
4% of the time that happens.
That isn't much. So Portland has it in its history. The problem is it's over a quarter century ago. I didn't mean to age you there.
That's quite all right.
Yeah.
I'm just approaching the middle 50 years of my life.
You're on that one-third thing. That's good.
Nahara into the game for Don Nelson, a major contributor in all aspects.
Boy, Dallas still hot. LaFrance doing it inside and outside.
Dallas has totally taken the crowd out of this game. The Blazers look dazed and confused out there. They missed their last 6 shots.
And a push. Foul on Nash. Dallas, though, has taken the crowd out of it and taken the Blazers out of it. Wallace with a couple of personal fouls has been sitting. Sean Bradley sitting now, but his team sit pretty. 25-14.
Ball from the outside against that zone defense has plagued San Antonio. Obviously, they found their rhythm in the first half.
Minnesota leading the Lakers. You'll see game 4 as Tom and Mike and Michelle will join the 3 of us Sunday on ABC. Dallas, as you see, leading this one 2-0 and leading this game handily. 25-14. Jeff McGinnis at the free throw line.
Now, what time does that Laker game start?
West Coast time or East Coast time? Which do you want?
East Coast time.
It starts about, our coverage starts at 3 o'clock on ABC Sports. You talking about the tip-off?
Absolutely.
Tip-off's probably about 20 minutes after. I don't know.
Now that is going to be a game.
See, now you've made me say that, and I'll get a call tomorrow that says the promo reads our coverage starts at 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock Pacific time. Thanks a lot, partner. Finley on the baseline.
I'm just here to help.
Right? I know. You're not helping, though. 27-16 Dallas.
So tough for the Blazers to get into their transition game when they're not playing any sort of defense. Blazers are not good at running out of the net, unlike Sacramento and Dallas.
Wells has not been able to get in the offense at all yet. Ruben Patterson, nice offensive rebound, and Finley gets him from behind. Log on to NBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences, photo galleries, video highlights, and a lot more. Love it live on NBA.com. Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, David Aldridge, and our ESPN crew in Portland, where the Blazers are trying to come back from a 2-0 hole, but they are buried in an 11-point deficit right now.
One good thing for Portland is that both Michael Finley and Steve Nash have 2 fouls. So if they can capitalize on that, the Blazers attack those 2 perimeter defenders, maybe the Blazers can get an advantage.
And Sean Bradley's on the bench with the technical and 2 personals. So 3 guys, a little bit of foul trouble.
On that Love It Live tour you were talking about, George Gervin is here as part of the Legends for the Love It Live tour.
I saw him before the game. What a man, looking great.
What a job all the guys are doing. Bill Russell, Moses Malone.
Van Exel got the roll.
There's the Iceman, the Hall of Famer. One of the top dozen or so scorers in the history of the NBA. 1996 class for the Hall of Fame in Springfield.
Patterson's been the only guy scoring so far, it seems, and he scores his first field goal. Rubin's got 6 off the Blazers bench.
Very difficult to beat the zone defense that the Mavericks are throwing at Portland without somebody who can handle the ball at the high post. That's not Dale Davis's game.
That broke a 4.5-minute drought without a field goal for Portland, and now they get the ball back. They're only down 9, despite the fact that Dallas has shot much better and run much better in transition.
But Dallas's defense and rebounding have been far superior to Portland's. And that will never get it done for the Blazers.
Zach Randolph had one rattle out. Nowitzki clears it to Van Exel on the run.
Oh, tease him, Nick.
Naharad trying to tip it in and now gets it back and goes back up with it, and he's fouled.
The relentless work ethic of Eduardo Naharad. Establishing a physical presence inside for a team that really hasn't had one.
And he's limited a little bit by the fact that his knee has kept him to limited minutes because of the surgery.
But when you look at him, he's not wearing the sleeve anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a good sign. An examination of this guy's physical attributes, he's got it. When he joined this league, he did not have the muscular definition that he's got right now. He has been pushing that iron.
He's a guy that'll fly into the scorer's table at the drop of a hat, trying to play defense or get a loose ball, and not every team has those guys.
And when you have a guy like Nahara who can play off the ball, off the brilliance of Van Exel, Nash, Finley, and Nowitzki, he's going to get so many opportunities on the offensive side.
Nice backdoor cut in the pass. Randolph to Bonzi Wells, but he's fouled.
Randolph should be playing the high post against his zone defense. Put Dale Davis onto the weak side and let him get to the board. But Zach Randolph is the guy that can make these passes. You flash up, draw the defense in, and the baseline is wide open time and time again.
It was Naharad, the guy we just talked about, that picked up the foul.
But Bonzi Wells is 0 for 5. He's coming off a 45-point game. And as with so many young players, not that Bonzi is that young, but to try to establish himself among the greats of this league is the inability to put it back-to-back. And these guys who come in and they have a huge game, and everybody starts rubbing their neck, stroking their egos, putting rose petals in front of their path, and all of a sudden, that edge, that anger that Bonzi Wells played with in Game 2 with 45 points, a Blazer franchise record eclipsing Clyde Drexler, all of a sudden, now the guy's ice cold and can't deliver.
Gets his first 2 points from the free throw line.
No fouls to give either way. Last possession for the Mavericks.
Virtually identical game clock and shot clock as Nash is back in there in the waning moments of this quarter. Antonio Daniels on him. Pass behind the back to LaFrance. They work it around the perimeter to Finley. Great play. They didn't get the shot to go, but it looked good.
I'm surprised Dirk didn't jack one up there.
He had a guy even more open than him. That's why. At the end of one, Dallas with a 2-0 lead, and they've had the lead since the very beginning. From the Star-Spangled Banner on, it's been Dallas game, and at the end of 12 minutes, they lead by 8.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Madre de Dios, where civilization ends and you can enjoy solitude like no other place on earth, because Madre de Dios is uninhabitable.
Are you tough enough to drive a Tacoma?
What a day.
Tell me about it.
Car broke down.
My bike got a flat.
Tons of paperwork.
Surprise math quiz.
Client kept me late.
Boy, you guys look like you need some McDonald's.
That's what I love about that woman.
Trust me, Old Man Morgan's parties are epic.
Yeah, if we ever find it.
Duck. What? Nice pants, Rick.
The one and only Dockers Stain Defender.
Before our game tonight, Natalie Gilbert, who actually won a Star Search type situation to sing the national anthem, just lost the words for a moment. Maurice Cheeks joined her. And then so did the rest of the arena. One of the cooler moments in sports you'll ever see.
That was so inspirational.
Yeah,
so much of our lives often get mundane and routine, and she gets out there and just gets lost, and there is no more lonely feeling in the world to have the world watching you and you don't know what to do or where to go. Maurice Cheeks, the consummate team player, rescued her, and then 20,000 plus in here just joining in. That was great.
She's got such a gorgeous voice. It was just one of those moments. And then she got help from everybody, as Bill said. And now Portland getting a little help from Ruben Patterson off the bench. He's got 8 points to lead the way and a chance to make this a three-point play.
Bring the defense in at the foul line area. Attack. Push it in when those defenders pinch. Then you've got an angle. Jeff McGinnis now in for Damon Stoudemire. Sabonis into the game as well.
Ruben has more points in this game in the first half than the two previous games combined.
Ruben Patterson generally does not play well against the zone defense. Does not have the beautiful stroke.
He's not afraid to mix it up inside, though, and that's where he's getting his action right now.
But Dallas has controlled the boards, and Dallas has controlled the tempo. Dallas has got to the free throw line. That keeps a guy like Ruben Patterson totally out of the game.
Nahara foul by Sabonis, who just checked in. But the lead has been cut from 11 down to 5. Nahara back to the free throw line. He's hit 1 of 2.
Great three-point shooters for Dallas, passing up on threes. Nowitzki and Rafe LaFrentz.
Hits the first one. Tomorrow night, the NBA playoffs continue here on ESPN. Chris Webber and Sacramento travel to Utah to take on Stockton, Malone, and the Jazz. Game 3 of their opening round series. Kings lead the best of 7, 2-0. The NBA playoffs right here on ESPN.
Never forget that an NBA playoff series does not even begin until the road team wins. We're well underway in the LA-Minnesota series.
That one is at hand, isn't it? And that's going to set up an interesting confrontation on Sunday afternoon on ABC. We're looking forward to that one. Oh, Sabonis inside.
Sabonis has been getting very little time in this series, just about 9 minutes a game.
Van Exel, 3. Nahara keeps it alive. Nowitzki for 3. Got it.
Nahara is hip-checking Sabonis out of position. That is extremely difficult to do because Sabonis, no longer with the elevation capabilities, is constantly working on establishing position with that great bulk.
Nowitzki and LaFrentz lead the way for Dallas with 9 each. Wells has not been a factor offensively so far.
Horrendous shot selection by Bonzi.
Nowitzki, another rebound. Here comes Nash. Actually slows it down long enough to get it to LaFrentz for 3 anyway. McGinnis running the point. Sabonis inside again.
Interesting defensive decision by Nahara. You got Rafe LaFrentz towering over the top of Z-Boy, Zach Randolph. And you go and double team him, who hasn't done really anything except pass, allowing Sabonis to rumble.
That's the good news. You didn't get run over by Sabonis. Sabonis with a little reverse scoop off the glass, and then the power move right here. 4 off the bench for the big fella. He's cut the lead down to 6.
The all-new 265 horsepower Nissan Maxima.
Somewhere between Pascagoula and paradise, palm trees, tropical breezes, and turquoise seas are calling.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville.
Pack your bags and set sail for Margaritaville with Jimmy Buffett.
Changes in latitude, changes in attitude.
Meet me in Margaritaville, the ultimate collection.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
38 sun-soaked island songs, including timeless favorites like Cheeseburger in Paradise, Fins, and 4 new live recordings, including A Pirate Looks at 40. Plus 6 new versions of Jimmy Buffett classics and 2 brand new recordings, Everybody's Talkin' and Sail on Sailor. Meet me in Margaritaville, the ultimate collection. Just $24.98 for 2 CDs, plus $4.95 shipping and handling. Call now and get a collectible Albatross pin free with your paid order. Rush delivery available. ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by AT&T Wireless. AT&T Wireless brings you in life, your mobile life made better. And Nissan and your Nissan dealer.
In Portland's loss in Game 2, Rasheed Wallace and Bonzi Wells did all the damage in over 2 games. They averaged 29 for Wells, 22 for Wallace, and they've been almost non-existent so far in this game. Bonzi Wells has 2 free throws. Rasheed Wallace got his second foul with 5:33 remaining in the first quarter. and hasn't played since.
But the rest of the squad has come through magnificently. Zach Randolph has been big. Ruben Patterson has made some valuable contributions. Sabonis has got a couple of baskets early.
They're still in good shape. They're only down a half dozen with 10 minutes to go in the half.
Portland's goal is Sunday night to be tied 2-2.
Oh. Nowitzki took the pass and never thought about anything except how long it was going to take that three-pointer to go through the net.
But if Portland doesn't win this game, the series is over.
They've admitted as much. The guys on this team said, we need this one. 3-0, we don't want to be in that situation. It would seem hopeless.
What a pass.
Randolph, another pass. And a foul.
To watch the creative mind at work of Arvydas Sabonis. Standing on the perimeter, where normally it's incredibly difficult for a big man to throw an effective pass because why would you guard him out there? You got Nahara, who can't really do anything against Sabonis. He just holds him off there beautifully. The continuation of the ball movement, finally, semblances of a team game by the Blazers.
The pass by Randolph was almost as good as Sabonis, except they didn't get the field goal. They'll have to settle for free throws, and Wells has hit his 3. Portland has only missed 1 of the 14 that they've taken from the line.
It's about time they started making some free throws. What are
they
shooting?
Sure had. They were shooting 63% coming in the first 2 games.
They've missed 21 free throws in this series coming into tonight. How do they expect to win?
They are within 7. Sabonis with a steal. And Bradley just got back in there, and he gets all tangled up.
It's going to be a great jump ball here. The Sabonis is not going to get more than an inch or 2 off the ground. How about Sabonis overplaying at the elbow? As if he's going to get out in the passing lane.
Joe Crawford's giving away about 1.5 feet. He'll throw this up. And control by Portland.
Sabonis irate that they didn't get the ball high enough, screaming at the officials.
I said, what are you going to do? They're giving away 1.5 feet to the official.
I think Joe was just trying to get out of there alive.
No kidding. Patterson didn't get it off the glass, got it back somehow, and got the second chance. Ruben Patterson, 11 points. The lead cut down to 5 again. Wallace back in there. Nowitzki goes around him. Nice drive. Didn't get the bucket, but he did draw the foul.
At some point, do you think that Maverick opponents will learn that Nowitzki wants to go left with that dribble? Ruben Patterson's relentless work on the offensive glass pays off for Maurice Cheeks, but down the lane, it appeared as if Sabonis' feet were outside that line. Greg Willard right in front of Don Nelson and the Maverick bench puts Nowitzki on the line.
Nowitzki with 7 points in the quarter, 13 for the game.
Don Nelson knows this series is not over. He's come back from down 0-2. He was coaching the Golden State Warriors. They came back against the Utah Jazz. Blazers tonight, though. Starters not getting it done.
Bench is, though. Patterson in particular.
Woeful shooting. The Blazers starters.
Randolph, another nice pass. And this time it's to Sabonis. Zach Randolph, the young fella, showing some passing prowess.
Who can make decisions from the high post? Who can break the offensive pattern and still get it going once it is in a scramble mode?
And Van Exel almost turned it over, and now Portland comes up with a rebound. McGinnis on the run.
Zach Randolph in transition.
McGinnis speeds Randolph inside, goaltender. And now the lead's cut down to 3.
And Ruben Patterson is calling the crowd down to the court. The Loyalists here at the Rose Garden ecstatic. Continue to move if you're playing with a guy like Jeff McGinnis. Bradley too late and a ill-advised angle to try to block.
Blazers try to pick up the intensity on defense. Van Exel takes it right away from him.
He's left-handed, and I would predict that he will be left-handed for the rest of this game.
Probably the rest of his career. Wallace. Three comes out. Sabonis. Hook. Got it. Sabonis has 8. All 8 in this quarter. And he's got a rebound. The outlet, though, is intercepted.
Bradley did a good job. Bradley knocked that ball out of Sabonis' hands.
And he fouls Nahara. And that's going to be 3.
The long cross-court outlet pass is so difficult. Goodness gracious sakes alive. How many times do I have to tell you, make the short outlet to the wing on the ball side. The ball that just grabs it with Bradley behind him, putting something on that ball. Very difficult play.
So Nahara back to the free throw line where he's hit his last 3.
3 fouls in limited minutes for Sabonis. He's just so anxious to make something happen.
And he has been making something happen. Offensively, but unfortunately he's been making something happen defensively as well.
Paul Allen, Bob Whitsitt, the leaders of this great franchise.
Sabonis comes out. Maurice Cheeks giving him a pat on the backside for his 8 points.
Very strong performance by Sabonis. And those 2 rebounds don't count the tip balls that he kept alive with the positioning that he established, drawing defenders to him, allowing opportunities for his teammates.
Dale Davis looking for somebody to give it off to. Patterson. Oh, throws it back outside. It's going to be a turnover as McGinnis has to go back. And that is not what Portland needed. Another
Decision
turnover.
making. What are they thinking? Maurice Cheeks so frustrated. The perfect playmaker, the perfect setup man, Maurice Cheeks.
Bonzi Wells is going to come back in for the Blazers, and Zach Randolph will go out.
Maurice Cheeks on the cusp of the Hall of Fame this year as a player, just missed out. James Worthy, Robert Parrish, Meadowlark Lemon going in, among others.
Maurice played in over 1,100 games in his NBA career. On the 83 championship team with the 76ers. Now here in his second season as a head coach of a team that's kind of hard to figure out sometimes. Nowitzki.
Kind of. Don't go out on a limb here, Brad. It's okay.
10 points for Nowitzki in the quarter, 16 for the game.
The biggest question is figuring out which Blazer team is going to show up. And already tonight, we've seen a number of different Blazer teams.
Oh, and the guy that's your leading scorer during the regular season has 2 free throws with the half, 6 minutes remaining. That's not a good sign. And that's Rasheed Wallace.
How about some opportunities for Rasheed in the post? Nowitzki's so talented. You fake with the ball. The pass sets it all up. The defensive breakdowns for Portland have just been deplorable throughout this series.
Nowitzki is 6 out of 9 from the floor. Nash looking for a foul, didn't get it. Outlet pass. What a catch by Patterson. That was a long ball. The NFL drafts on ESPN tomorrow. Maybe he ought to be a wide receiver. I don't know.
That was in the air so long that people lost track of the ball.
And Nowitzki hits another one just that quickly.
What a unique player. So big, so rangy. Your basic gunner. Maurice Cheeks, all he can do is call a timeout.
Nowitzki shooting 70% from the floor. He's done it inside the arc, outside the arc. Here's the long ball that Patterson made a tough catch on and slammed it home. Patterson's been the offense for Portland, but Dirk Nowitzki comes right back on the other end with this one.
And the Blazers just have not been able to deal with Nowitzki coming right back at him after Portland scores.
Well, what this is a Chow Dynasty fondue pot. This is what was once called a telephone. Back here, this is something that was once referred to as a wire. People would actually be tethered to the wall.
That's weird.
Do you know how much this is worth?
No.
Diddly squat.
Dadgummit. When your wireless phone can be your only phone, that's M Life. AT&T wireless plans start at $19.99 a month.
races and counting. The 210 horsepower supercharged Nissan Xterra.
Right. I'll see you in Dallas.
Going away on business?
Yeah?
Then stay someplace that has everything you need to succeed in any business. I mean, music, movies, anything.
Whatever business you're in, Courtyard has what you need to be successful.
Are you okay? I'm good. Jolly good.
Make 5 stays and earn a free weekend. Call 1-888-MARRIOTT. Courtyard, you're married.
This update brought to you by Taco Bell. Kevin Frazier, Greg Anthony in the studio. The Phoenix Suns trying to make a little mini run. They've trailed by as many as 17, Greg.
Well, they're going to have to come out with more energy. I'm surprised they were so complacent in the first half. You'd think having home court, they would come out and be explosive.
The Matrix with the crazy but good shot. It's 59-46 in the third, guys.
All right, fellas, here it's 48-41. Dallas has led throughout. Let's check in with David Aldridge, DH.
Guys, Sean Bradley, when he got into that little thing with Ruben Patterson in the first quarter, he fell on his left knee. It's kind of stiffened up on a little bit. He went back to the locker room for a minute, came back out. Now he's back in the locker room again. But the coaches told him and Rafe LaFrentz, look, give us something. Whether it's points, rebounds, blocks, you got to give us something. In game 1, those two guys had 7 block shots. Game 2, 0 block shots. So far tonight, they've combined for 8 rebounds and 11 points.
And they both fouled out of game 2 as well.
What a Blazer presence down low.
How about Rasheed Wallace just touching it? There we go. First field goal.
About time. What do you wait till late in the second quarter to realize that playoffs have already begun?
Dallas started the game with a 16-4 burst, and they really haven't slowed down too much. Rafe LaFrentz is in double figures with 11 points. So he's given Don Nelson what he asked for.
Granted, it's very difficult to guard Steve Nash and contain him. Virtually the whole league struggles, but you can't just let him come down the lane like that.
Wallace back-to-back field goals. That one courtesy of Wells' dish.
Portland shooting 71% in the quarter and still trails by 5. They do have a slight rebounding edge, which is a good sign for Maurice Cheeks. The Blazers getting hammered during the course of this series on the boards.
Have they once gotten a stop tonight defensively and scored on the other end themselves? I don't think so. That's what they need right now. Well, they didn't get the stop. Nash. I don't know what that was, but it went in.
It was a fake penetration to try to dish. And Rasheed Wallace just didn't think he was going to shoot.
Dale Davis grabbed by Steve Nash.
And then Steve Nash looks at Greg Willard and says, I didn't foul this guy at all. How could you call this? Steve Nash was basically inside the jersey of Dale Davis.
He just about took his wrist off, I think, trying to get position for the rebound. And he
Dale
picks up his third.
Dale is so strong, doesn't feel a thing.
Nash, you would assume, is going to have to get out of there right now at 4:08. And now they blow the horn as Adrian Griffin's going to come in, and Steve Nash is done for the half. Unless they get in an offensive situation, maybe in the final seconds, that he could be an extra shooter on the floor.
Got Sean Bradley in the locker room. Nash on the bench with foul trouble. Can the Blazers make a move?
Wells, and the ball is stripped, but he's fouled immediately by Griffin, who just came in.
Nice recognition by Portland, attacking the guy who's been sitting out and a non-factor during the playoffs so far.
Well, Bonzi Wells still hasn't scored a field goal, but he does have 4 free throws.
How many first-round playoff games have the Dallas Mavericks won in a row?
8? 8 or 9?
Well, there are 2 in this series. Last year they swept.
They came back from a 2-0 deficit against Utah the year before that. That's 8
first-round games that the Mavericks have won.
Wells finally missed a free throw, but they're going to get another chance from the floor. And maybe Bonzi can do it that way. Stoudemire gets it to Patterson, and he's fouled.
They're just leaving Ruben Patterson wide open along that baseline. Then they're trying desperately to recover. Ruben's inability to stroke that mid-range baseline jumper is costing his team dearly.
Playoffs continue tomorrow on TNT. New Jersey and Milwaukee get together at 5, and then Philadelphia, New Orleans at 7:30. Tomorrow night on ESPN, Utah hosting Sacramento at 10. Sunday on ESPN2, Indiana and Boston at noon. And then we'll see the Lakers in Minnesota, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 12 Pacific on Sunday.
Free throws. The story of this series for Maurice Cheeks and his Blazers.
Well, they hadn't been missing them tonight till there.
But they're still down by 6. You look at the numbers. Dallas is the best free throw shooting team in the NBA. You got to come in and play perfect. Portland on the night is +7 in made free throws.
Down by 5 on the scoreboard. Finley fouled by Wells. Bonzi's second foul.
So what's the foul trouble as we come down the closing minutes here of the first half?
Not too bad. Sabonis has 3. Wells and Wallace 2 each for the Blazers. Steve Nash has the worst trouble with 3.
Finley has 2 still?
Finley's got 2. Nowitzki's 2. Bradley's 2. And Nahara 2. Van Exel running the show with Nash on the bench with 3 fouls. And LaFrentz, well, he's given Don Nelson something. You hear D.A. say, give us something. Rebounds, shots, something. He's given them 14 points.
Well, he's moving beautifully off penetration. Catch and shoot player, Rafe LaFrentz. Blazers standing around offensively. They even put the ball on his hip and just say, what are you guys doing?
Wells over Griffin. Not even close, but Dale Davis keeps it alive. Patterson! $16 for Ruben Patterson. A career playoff high for him. Van Exel hangs in the air and drops it down on the other end.
The defense was as perfect as it could be. That's how good Nick Van Exel is when he's hot. They are just picking on Adrian Griffin at this point.
Well, Portland hanging in courtesy of Ruben Patterson. But Nick Van Exel on the other end says, I got an answer for you, Ruben. Over and in. 57-49 Dallas.
Doesn't Miller Lite taste great? Less filling!
Wait. What about this? Doesn't Miller Lite taste great? Great taste! Great taste!
Less filling!
Great taste!
Less filling! Less filling!
What do you think about that? That's art.
Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
I've got an idea.
This here, that's the drain plug. It lets the oil drain out into the pan. Remember, she's got a lot of mileage on her, but one day, she'll be all yours.
Help keep the family car in the family with Valvoline's Max Life. Max Life, the first motor oil specially formulated to recondition used seals to help prevent leaks, helping your higher mileage engine run for a long, long time.
After our naps, we'll flush the radiator.
Now there's an entire line of Max Life products that'll help keep your higher mileage car around for a long time.
Coming up in moments on the ATT Halftime Report, Greg Anthony and I will update the entire evening in the playoffs. We'll also check in live on the Suns and Spurs. And, well, what a night for Amari Stoudemire. How about this flush by the kid? the noise from the Rookie of the Year, and then we'll also wrap up Orlando and Detroit. Tracy McGrady, big again.
Played great, but again, the big key in this game, Orlando's bench.
All right, we'll have all that at halftime, gentlemen.
All right, Kevin, Greg, we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes here. Some Maverick fans watching Dallas out to a 2-0 lead, trying to make it 3-0, 57-49 our score, and we talked about Ruben Patterson already having a career high in this half of scoring. Well, there were some sensational performances setting franchise marks. Allen Iverson leads the way with 55. Dirk Nowitzki had 46 in game 1 of this series. Tracy McGrady just 40-something's average for him right now. And Ruben.
That guy's good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Ruben's got 16 in this half, and it's a good thing they have him scoring because they're not getting too much from some of the other guys.
ESPN Sam Smith had a brilliant article in today's Chicago Tribune about Tracy McGrady and talking about his accomplishments as a historical level player and the way he's led this team, really, the Orlando Magic, this far into the playoffs without a whole lot of help. And now they're up 2-1 against the #1 seed in the East.
The lead of Dallas's is 6 with 2.5 minutes in the half. Finley, Van Exel, Nowitzki, LaFrench, and Griffin, who's got the ball in the paint over Damon Stoudemire. LaFrench trying to tip it in, and Dale Davis, as he does so well, pulls down the rebound. Portland can cut into that lead further. Wallace, 3, got it! And the 3 cuts it to 3 with 2 minutes left in the half.
Can Portland play any sort of defense?
And there a foul. Wallace, as Griffin got it down low. Wallace trying to block it.
What would lead a 7-footer to run to the 3-point line on the fast break? Granted, it goes in, and the fans go crazy. Rasheed, with the absence of Pippen, with the absence of Derek Anderson, is going to need to take 25 to 30 shots. Unfortunately, he picks up his 3rd foul and has to sit this one out, much to the displeasure of the Blazer fans.
So Adrian Griffin will go to the free throw line courtesy of that 3rd Wallace foul. Adrian, an 84% free throw shooter. Here's the foul by Wallace.
The inability to deny penetration, to make the guy take a tougher shot.
Griffin got them both, his first 2 points.
Adrian Griffin has played a combined total of 11 minutes in the first 2 games and has made a solid contribution here as he's come on in relief of the foul-plagued Steve Nash.
5-point lead, 1:40 in the half. And the foul on Dallas. Portland will be going back to the free throw line as LaFrench picks up his 2nd. I talked about it a couple minutes ago. I joined Chris Berman, Mel Kiper Jr., Chris Mortensen, Dennis Green. They'll all bring you 17 hours, all 32 teams, all 262 picks of the 2003 NFL Draft. Starts at noon Eastern tomorrow, continues Sunday at 11 a.m. The 2003 NFL Draft, only on ESPN.
They can get that thing done in 17 hours?
Sometimes a first round takes roughly 6 hours, but when you're waiting for your team's pick, it's worth the wait. Always fun. Those guys do an unbelievable job with that, those 2 days and that show.
Mind-boggling the amount of information that comes out of that program.
It's a good thing you're not on that show. The first round would take 12 hours. Daniels trying to scoop it around Nowitzki. That didn't work.
Over the top, Nowitzki. Van Exel says, heck, I'm shooting.
Oh, you know, this is just where Portland didn't want to blow it up. They got it down to 3, and then they take a horrible shot and watch Van Exel go coast to coast, and it's right back to 6.
Mavericks have stayed together when Nash went to the bench.
Patterson, nice move inside. Ruben Patterson, 18 points.
Overpowering and outworking whoever tries to guard him with no perimeter game whatsoever. Mavericks might want to think about backing off of him, denying some penetration.
Finley missed the shot. Now who's the foul on? LaFrentz over the back of Zach Randolph. And LaFrentz has 3 fouls now.
And a technical foul on Don Nelson. Joe Crawford will have no part of him.
Daniels will go to the free throw line.
Not quite sure what Nelly, now in his 25th year as a head coach, the third winningest coach in NBA history, is arguing and complaining about here. There was an easy play to call over the top.
Right
Dale
there.
Davis is right there. You come over the top like that, they're going to call that every single time.
Free throw was missed by Daniels. Now Davis will go to the free throw line. This is a 1-and-1 for Dale Davis, who got clobbered by LaFrentz.
Quintel Woods comes into the action here for Maurice Cheeks and the Portland Trailblazers.
The action Woods has had lately is off the court variety. Davis hits the free throw. Don Nelson, it's only his 2,980th game as either a player or a coach.
What was that number again?
2,980 games.
Wow. I'm jealous.
You wanted to do all those on TV, or play in all of them, didn't you? Well, he's won 1,098. Dale Davis got both free throws. Those were 2 big ones right there. And it makes it a 2-point game. 40 seconds in the half.
They switch again. Quintel Woods with his hands full.
What a crossover dribble by Van Exel, but he missed the shot. From behind, Griffin steals it.
Right for one.
Finley got the 3. Boy, that's
freedom.
tough, huh?
What freedom. They had him, Portland. Now, with no fouls to give for either team, Maurice Cheeks will talk it over with a 20-second. You got to protect that ball on your rebound.
They get a rebound. They've got a chance to take it down the floor and either tie or lead for the first time. And Griffin swipes it, picks the pocket right here of Dale Davis from behind. And not only that, he just dishes it over to Van Exel, back to Finley, and there goes the 3.
And no comprehension whatsoever of the shot or game clock. Just jack it up.
That's right. Shoot it. Dallas, 7 threes in the first half. They were only 1 away from a playoff high where they had 12 in the last outing. In the matchup, the 10-point win in the last game.
Dallas has been the harder working team tonight. They have been the smarter team. They have been the better team. And certainly more efficient in shooting the ball. Now Portland can't even get the ball in bounds.
There's about a 1.5 second difference on the shot clock and the game clock. Bonzi Wells has not scored a field goal in the first half, and he's on the dribble against Van Exel. He takes the long shot. No good. Patterson, who's been the man, there to clean up. Now tipped in by Randolph. Zach Randolph. As Patterson crashed the boards but didn't get the stick back to go in, but Zach Randolph made sure with about 0.6 seconds remaining. It's the most points, though, that Portland has allowed in a half this year, the 64 that Dallas has. There was Patterson way up in the air, missed in close, and then Zach Randolph right there scored it and makes it a 3-point ball game at the half as we check in with D.A.
Rafe, the coaches said before the game they needed something from you and something from Sean. It looks like you gave him that in the first half. Was your shot just there?
Offensively, so far, they're paying so much attention, strong side, with Dirk and Mike, that the weak side's been open. Fortunately, I've been able to knock down the shots.
You guys had a great advantage in the first quarter in transition. Do you think you can just beat them down the floor?
Not necessarily. You know, their second unit came in and had great energy, kept them in the game, and we look forward to a tough second half.
Rafe, what do you think the key is to getting this third win and getting that 3-0 lead in the second half?
It's huge. You know, this is the biggest game of the series. Be able to come here and take a victory on their home floor, that might break their back.
All right, Rafe, thanks very much. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Brad.
I think Rafe said it best talking with David. The second unit for Portland had great energy. If they wouldn't have had, they'd be dead in the water right now. But they did get great energy. AT&T Halftime Report, Kevin Frazier and Greg Anthony coming up from our studios. But there's the energy off the bench. Ruben Patterson, career high, 18 playoff points in half number one. He's kept Portland in it at home, but they still trail the Mavericks here in Game 3, 64-61. Dallas up by 3 at halftime, 64-61. A game that got physical early. We had some fouls on the big guys inside. Sean Bradley was called on this play for not only a personal technical foul. He gets tangled up in the traffic there with Ruben Patterson. And then the officials, Joe Crawford and Hugh Hollins and Greg Willard, straightened it all out as Bradley headed for the bench. And this is how it sounded with the officials.
That's when, what's his name, flipped back, and now Bradley wants to take him with him. Now he tries to throw himself off.
Okay.
So, I mean, even if Patterson, doesn't react, Bradley's got a loose ball foul and a technical foul just because of what he started.
Oh, absolutely. Then Ruben, I thought Ruben came back at him.
Absolutely. He did come back at him, which warranted the double tap.
So that's how all of that shook out. The real foul problems, though, that Dallas has right now, Steve Nash and Rafe LaFrentz. And Bill Walton, as we talk about what we opened the game with, the big three for Dallas, and it's been that way all year. It's a different three right now than normal.
And after the altercation, voila, a basketball game broke out from the big three. Instead of, though, Steve Nash being involved, he had a very quiet 5 points. He was plagued by foul trouble. It was Nowitzki setting a blistering pace early, particularly in transition. Finley and LaFrentz were very good on perimeter shooting, and then Bonzi Wells coming off a career-high 45 points.
Doesn't have a field goal.
Wells, 0 for 9. Yikes. Consistency, dependability, reliability, all things you have to have if you're ever going to be successful in a big playoff run, non-existence.
And if Portland didn't have Ruben Patterson, they might be in some real dire straits right now. A career playoff high of 18 and a half.
The bench came through for Portland. Zach Randolph, Ruben Patterson, McGinnis was solid, Arvydas Sabonis. 24 minutes in the Blazers season right here. Who's got it?
Wells misses another. Still 0 from the floor. That's not the way Bonzi wanted to start the third quarter after we just showed his shot chart.
Third quarters have not been the strong suit of this Blazer squad this season.
7 on the shot clock. Nash takes it all the way on the baseline off the pick from Nowitzki and just kept on going, and nobody cut him off at the pass. Rasheed Wallace.
Confusion again for the Blazers in the set offense up against the clock.
Daniels got an open look at least. Missed the shot, though. Three-pointer off the mark, and LaFrentz the rebound.
Starting backcourt for the Blazers in this game. Combined 7 points. Daniels and Stoudemire. Yikes.
Stoudemire had a couple of field goals early, and that's been it. Here's Nash, wide open, left baseline. Bradley, the rebound, had it snatched away, but he's fouled by Stoudemire. Let's check in with D.A.
Guys, the two things that Dallas is looking at, defensive rebounding. They did not like giving up 39 points in the second quarter to the Blazers. Got to get more busy on the glass. They've got to get more active. As far as Portland goes, they've got to try and figure out a way to get Rasheed Wallace going. That is their priority in the second half.
And whistle, quick foul. Stoudemire picks up 2 in about 6 seconds.
The lack of concentration, focus, and determination for the Blazers, very distressing.
LaFrentz has been seemingly open on the baselines the entire game, and he has 17 points, and just that quickly, Mo Cheeks has to call a timeout. Not happy with his troops in the opening minute and a half.
The perimeter players for the Dallas Mavericks have been able to do whatever they want to do. The ball movement unimpeded. The jumpers going down. Blazer season in flames.
Introducing the Pilot. Built by Honda. With four-wheel drive and a quadruple 5-star safety rating. Invent a shortcut.
Now this here, that's the drain plug. It lets the oil drain out into the pan. Remember, she's got a lot of mileage on her, but one day, she'll be all yours.
Help keep the family car in the family with Valvoline's Max Life. Max Life, the first motor oil specially formulated to recondition used seals to help prevent leaks, helping your higher mileage engine run for a long, long time.
After our naps, we'll flush the radiator.
Now there's an entire line of Max Life products that'll help keep your higher mileage car around for a long time.
Cheese for just $8.99. Come get a taste of our new bold flavor. Hey!
The unexpected can be planned for. Tires with proven stopping power. On the wings of Goodyear.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by Honda, a versatile family of cars, minivans, and SUVs. And Valvoline's Max Life. Log on to ESPNradio.com and enter the Maximum Performer Challenge sweepstakes for your chance to win a trip to the Dale Jarrett Racing Adventure.
Dallas Mavericks shooting lights out from outside the three-point line again. And the last one by LaFrentz is what forced the timeout by Maurice Cheeks as the Blazers trail now by 8.
Blazers have not scored to open the third. The Mavericks on the series are shooting 48% from behind the arc on 58 attempts. Tremendous for Dallas.
Wallace hook shot. Rebounded by LaFrentz.
Unless Portland stops the perimeter penetration for Nash, Finley, all these guys, is not going to work for Portland.
Foul inside.
And this has got to pain Maurice Cheeks. This guy was a great defensive player. He's the epitome of competitive greatness, being at the top of your game in the biggest of moments.
Stoudemire picks up his third foul in less than a minute of play. Wells up high for the rebound. Dallas finally missed one from the outside. Davis, he's going to take the baseline jumper, and Dale Davis knocked it down.
Sean Bradley will give him that all day long. Just stand back in the zone with those long arms, cutting out all passing angles.
And Nash lost it on the dribble. Steve turns it over. That's only the fourth Dallas turnover all night.
Well, they're the best in the league, the Dallas Mavericks, with fewest turnovers per game.
Second year in a row they've done that. This year, 11.6 turnovers per game was best in the business. First time they've turned it over in 12 and a half minutes of play tonight.
And it's not as if they're playing a conservative style.
No. Also the second year in a row, they're the highest scoring team and the fewest turnovers. Bonzi Wells is finally off the field goal schneid. His first field goal cuts Dallas lead back to 4.
What a remarkable turnaround, though. He just doesn't have near the confidence that he had in the explosion on Wednesday night in Game 2.
Almost got a steal there. Nowitzki. They move it around, and Finley's going to get a look. Rebound Portland. Chance to cut it to 2 again.
Blazers have never led.
Wallace from way out.
You can only hope the shot clock was running out there.
I don't think it was. But he gets a rebound off Nash's miss. There's an open shot given up by Wells. Dishes underneath to Davis. Back outside. Daniels got it. Belt tightening time for Dallas. Their lead's been cut to 1.
No way that Bonzi Wells can guard Dirk Nowitzki.
The shot comes out, but the foul will go in the books. That'll be his 3rd.
Blazers trying to get back into this game. Only trail by 1. The perimeter jumper. And then with the good ball movement, finding a Bonzi Wells on the weak side. Penetration, dish. The ability to continue the play. Not a strong suit for this Blazer squad, but Antonio Daniels, who has been extremely quiet on the offensive end, finally able to find the range on a jumper.
Daniels, 2 field goals are both 3-pointers. Nowitzki looking for his 20th point at the free throw line and gets it.
The foul trouble that Rasheed Wallace is in with 3 puts so much pressure on Portland's defense, because now you got to guard Dirk Nowitzki, an impossible matchup anyway, even for Wallace. Now you got to come at him with Bonzi Wells, who has no chance.
Here's Wells driving, and he'll go to the free throw line. And Bradley picks up his 3rd foul.
Slow to rotate. John Bradley waiting on that weak side. You have to know who you're playing against. Bonzi Wells is not going to give that ball up when he's coming to the hoop. The minute he gets by Rafe LaFrentz, you have just got to commit instantaneously.
Bonzi's missed his last 2 free throws. There's the point differential. 1 field goal. The rest of his scorings come from the stripe. And he got 1 of 2 there. 11 points for Wells. It's a 3-point game.
Steve Nash has gone to the lick, though, so watch out.
That's the 2nd trip in a row down that he's done the lick right in front of us. Lick while he's dribbling.
Finley continues to be short on the perimeter jumpers.
Nowitzki, nice look out to LaFrentz. He's been the hot hand. 3, make it 4 threes for LaFrentz and 20 points on the night to match Nowitzki for top honors.
Have teams tried closing out on Dirk Nowitzki's left hand?
Wallace in the paint and comes down on his ankle, a little strange, and trying to run it off, going back on defense.
He had a tweaked ankle from game 1.
Nowitzki with 22, LaFrentz with 20, Finley with 10.
Don't discount Nick Van Exel. He's soon to enter.
Stoudemire, 3 goes. In, out, and in. 76-72 with 6 minutes now remaining in the 3rd quarter. Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, David Aldridge, and our ESPN crew in Portland, where the Blazers need this one or they probably kiss the season goodbye, because Dallas would go up 3-0 if they win. They won the first 2 in Dallas. Nash, his 3's off the mark. Davis with a rebound.
Dallas never been successful in this city. To be a remarkable accomplishment.
Stoudemire had this one come out. Wallace keeps it alive. As we mentioned, this is the 50th meeting between these 2 teams in this city, and Dallas has won only 9 of the previous 49 tries.
They've lost 13 of the last 15 times, and none of those games have been close.
Stoudemire again missed the jumper. Now Nowitzki, and Wallace bumped here near midcourt.
And that's his 4th foul.
Yep.
What kind of thought process are we looking at here?
I don't know. Ask him. He's right in front of you.
Rasheed, Rashid, please. Your man is in the back court. He's 7 feet tall. Why would you run up here and bump into him here?
See, good question. He just didn't answer you. He's going to head to the bench instead. And Nowitzki goes to the free throw line.
In the end, it comes down to mental decision making. Something that has plagued this squad for far too long. Nothing wrong
perfect from the free throw line.
Nothing wrong with the decisions of Dirk Nowitzki.
No.
Frentz, Finley, Bradley's played a physical game tonight. Steve Nash has torched the Blazers with penetration, not with points and productivity, but enough to create for others.
24 for Dirk to lead the way for Dallas. He had 46 in the first one, 25 in the second one, and now 24 tonight.
And an offensive foul. Dale Davis trying to set a screen here.
Only the first on Davis. Maurice Cheeks can only just look in wonder around as if to say, how are we going to get it? Because we're down 6 with 5 to go in the third quarter.
He's going to come with Ruben Patterson.
Well, that was the spark in the first half, that's for sure.
You just see a sense of dejection among these Blazer players. There's no room for that. They're just down 6 points. They would just tighten things up a little bit, play a little smarter, something will happen.
Bradley blocked by Davis, but it's goaltending.
We've seen the Mavericks run this play.
Yep.
That was the opening play.
Right.
They ran
in Minnesota,
Minnesota. They've been saving that.
That's when you said, what does this league come to?
Wow, one of the greatest openings in the history of the league. Now they're saving it for the third quarter, halfway point.
Got a feeling we'll see it again before the season's over. Nash almost stole it. In the lane, Zach Randolph got a loose ball and dropped the 15-footer in. 6 for Zach. The final, the Spurs have beaten the Suns to take a 2-1 lead after being down 0-1. They've won 2 straight.
Dirk Nowitzki just can't believe he didn't go to the line on that play.
Stoudemire gets an open 3. Got it! Big shot by Damon Stoudemire.
Dallas cannot get caught up in the refs, the crowd, the emotions. Play through it all the way the Minnesota Timberwolves did last night.
LaFrance. He missed one from outside the arc. He hasn't done that much tonight. Patterson scrambled for the rebound.
Down in the backcourt. Numbers for Portland, and Bonzi Wells finally able to take advantage.
Damon Stoudemire, first the penetration, and then the kick out. He was wide open, and that's his second 3 of the half. 10 points for Stoudemire in the game.
But how many times have we really seen that style come from this Blazer team tonight? Where the whole team is flowing up the court. You get one guy receiving a pass, quickly put it on the floor, get into the paint. The defense has to collapse. You kick it out to a guy who stands and shoots right away. One time is not going to get it done.
And Dallas has probably done it 15 times, right?
Per quarter.
3-point game. That's what Portland can't forget. They're very much in it, and then they walk with it. Dale Davis travels. 11th turnover suffered by Portland.
That's not Dale's game, handling it up high. He's much more of a release man and a finisher than a creator.
His 11th season.
And all Scotty can do is look on.
How much could they use him?
In desperate dismay.
Wallace with 4 fouls on the bench. Pippen with an injury on the bench. Derek Anderson
on his way to the hospital.
Yeah, his knee injury will apparently bring upon surgery for Derek. One of their top players.
Zone defense here by Portland.
Nowitzki goes straight up with it over Stoudemire. Missed a 3. Patterson another rebound. Right place, right time. 3-on-2. All the way. Rubin blocked by Nowitzki. Finley coming back the other way.
Nice passing.
And the dish to Nahara.
If Don Nelson can get this kind of consistent play out of Nahara, LaFrance, contributions from Bradley, Dallas's chances skyrocket.
Randolph working against LaFrance. Didn't get enough on the reverse layup. It sort of stuck under the rim. Van Exel will take it. And Nowitzki keeps it alive. Nowitzki with 7 boards.
Go to Nowitzki and clear the side.
We'll get it back against Zach Randolph. Straight over the top. Got it.
He just never gets tired of facing guys up. There's no sense of like, well, I've done this too many times. He is just so hungry, salivating for that ball. What a player.
26 points now for Nowitzki with a quarter and change to go. Patterson again the rebound. Stoudemire 3, and he got another one. Patterson's rebounds and Stoudemire's threes are keeping Portland hanging around.
How about the work on the boards by Ruben Patterson on both ends? Long rebounds coming Portland's way to keep them in it.
Nobody near Finley, but he missed the 3. And they cut it down to 2 again.
Somebody can explain to Bonte that the game was scheduled for 7:30 tonight.
Whistle and a foul. Dirk Nowitzki, never at a loss for a shot, has 26 points. 8 of them this quarter. But Damon Stoudemire has 13 points. 9 of them all on threes this quarter. Portland still within 4.
Tonight on SportsCenter, Timmy posts up the rookie for home court advantage. A-Rod and Wangan take on a perfect pitcher. And LeBron's big secret finally revealed. SportsCenter after the game, ESPN.
Man, we're lost. I got it, man. Parking's through here.
Turning the kickoff in the end zone is that a Ford Focus?
What are you doing?
Wow, look at him go! Thanks to that European tune suspension and 100,000-mile powertrain coverage.
I got it.
It's untouchable. They're at the 10, the 5, touchdown! The award-winning Ford Focus. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Carr brings the offense to the line. It's 3rd and long once again for the Texans.
What does your team need? Watch the 2003 NFL Draft on ESPN because every round counts. This Saturday and Sunday only on ESPN.
So you've surfed for an hour and there's nothing on TV. You're tired of all those reruns they show eternally. You want to know where you can find something that's really new. So see our list of titles on Blockbuster Pay-Per-View.
Movies, that is. Tune to Channel 105 for a list of current movie titles and special offers. For pay-per-view previews, check out Channel 100. And for those real movie buffs, sign up for the weekly e-newsletter.
Just think outside the box office and you'll find something new. Up to 60 monthly titles on Blockbuster Pay-Per-View.
Movies, that is.
Quiz, Matt. What do all these areas of the country have in common?
Well, besides all the little red push pins, I'd say they're all now receiving their local channels from DirecTV.
That's right. And on this month's DirecTV Custom News, you'll learn all about what's in store for them, and maybe for you.
Plus, we're going to tell you how you can see 2 exciting free concerts, and we're going to take you to a movie award show that honors independent filmmakers.
Just tune in to Channel 201 anytime, day or night, this month to see what DirecTV is doing for you. See you there.
Welcome inside Playoff Central. Kevin Frazier. While the current stars of the NBA hoop it up tonight, a star of the future made an announcement today. LeBron James, as expected, announced that he will be headed to the NBA. He held a press conference at his high school, St. Vincent St. Mary's. He hasn't hired an agent yet, though.
Whatever team, when I watch the lottery balls, whatever team decides to pick me June 26, 2003, I won't let them down, and I'm just coming in looking to be a leader on a team that's just trying to get better from season to season.
LeBron James trying to get better from season to season. The Phoenix Suns were trying to get better from game to game, but they were overwhelmed by the Spurs. the man who did the damage, Tony Parker, not Tim Duncan.
Good for Tony. He'd been getting his lunch handed to him by Stephon Marbury. In this game, Bill, the little things that Portland's doing wrong keeps him from getting over the hump.
I thought you wanted to talk about LeBronJames.com, but it's the accumulation of these little things that have plagued the Blazers throughout. The silly fouls, ill-advised traveling violations. Maurice Cheeks just cannot believe the mental breakdown.
So you want to be a coach, huh? Go through that every night.
The
19
turnover
points for
story.
the Mavericks.
Blazers have only forced 4 turnovers, and have only gotten 4 points off of that.
Sabonis back in there. Randolph going baseline, and he walked with it. So another costly turnover. This one by Zach Randolph. Catch the NBA playoffs in high definition on NBA TV Tuesday. Game 5 doubleheader starts at 7. The Nets host the Bucks, followed by the Pacers hosting the Celtics. That's a Game 5 doubleheader Tuesday at 7 in HD, only on NBA TV.
Zone defense here, trying to come up with some sort of strategy and style that works.
Finley just inside the three-point line with a little less than a minute to go. Stoudemire comes up with a big rebound.
He's been really off here in the third quarter. Coming back from the injury that caused him to miss those games down the stretch. Coming back to plague him now.
Sabonis, a hook shot and a chance for a three-point play.
This Blazer team has never really been able to capitalize on Sabonis. The floating, banana-type post-entry pass. Fortunately, Sabonis is great enough that he can convert even on that kind of pass.
10 points for Sabonis, a chance to make it a one-point game, and he does. Second time they've cut it to 1. But can they come up with a defensive stop? Here comes the chance of defense at the Rose Garden. Nash straight up with it. And the rebound is Randolph. And a foul.
Quick trigger by Nash that time. Portland defense was totally confused. They were looking around saying, are we playing man-to-man? Are we playing zone? And the crowd alive at last.
Zach Randolph, 6 points off the Portland bench. He'll try to tie it up here, and does. Portland ties it at 84 with 32 seconds left in the quarter. The Trailblazers have never led until now. LaFrench tries to quiet the crowd, but it's a Trailblazer rebound. They're up by 1, and Stoudemire tells them to slow it down. Outside, Sabonis. And the quarter ends with Portland in an unfamiliar position. They lead for the first time tonight, and they've got a quarter left to not find themselves in a 3-0 hole. Dallas led throughout, but Randolph's free throws put the Blazers in front to end the third quarter.
Introducing the Pilot. Built by Honda. With 4-wheel drive and a quadruple 5-star safety rating. Invent a shortcut.
The fire temperature is the secret to great tasting sourdough bread. Like sourdough bread, burgers just taste better cooked over an open fire.
This burger is so juicy. The sourdough bacon cheeseburger is back at Burger King and better than ever. A quarter pound of beef cooked over an open fire. 2 slices of Swiss cheese, 4 strips of bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes, all served on buttery toasted sourdough bread. Only back for a limited time, so you gotta get in now.
NBA, Fridays on ESPN, finals tickets, RSVP.
My bags are packed.
Finals tickets.
Let's get the party started.
Get in the AT&T Ultimate Fan Zone sweepstakes. Log on now to NBA.com/ATT Fan Zone to enter for a chance to win a trip for 2 to an NBA Finals game.
Trip to the finals. Sweet.
I'm all about bright lights, homie.
NBA Finals, sign me up.
Watch the NBA on ESPN Friday nights to see if you've won.
Daddy's coming to La La Land.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Thanks for making me a fighter.
Three is in. Rejected and quality. What a game! The Rose Garden sold out for the playoff game, and they've been sold out for every playoff game dating back to my partner's heyday here in the 70s, and it is rocking right now because they're finally in front. Our Miller Lite storyline. Dallas led throughout, courtesy of Nowitzki's 26 and Rafe LaFrent's 20. Bonzi Wells has suffered a horrible night after a career-high 45 in the last outing. Rasheed Wallace has been in foul trouble most of the night and non-effective. But Damon Stoudemire and Ruben Patterson and Arvydas Sabonis have helped to glue this thing together. And Portland still has life.
Portland has to continue the momentum that they've established here. Major 13-4 run there to close the third. Finley has been ice cold. Nash has not been hitting his jumpers. Nelson counters with Nick Van Exel.
Nowitzki, and he buries another one to start the fourth quarter. 28 for Nowitzki.
I think you might want to stay at home on him and not go for little Stevie's pump fakes from three-point land.
Sabonis, cross-court pass to Stoudemire. He'll try another three. Not this time. Wells, though, keeps it alive.
Wells and Patterson have been getting a lot of long rebounds. Carelessness for the Blazers. What are they thinking? What makes it so frustrating for Maurice Cheeks is that he played on one of the smartest teams in the history of the league with Dr. J, Moses Malone, Bobby Jones, Andrew Toney, coached by the legendary Billy Cunningham. That was a squad, the 83 Sixers champions.
Randolph flying in for a rebound. Sprawls Bradley to the floor. Collision between Wells and Van Exel. Sabonis trying to hook it inside with the right hand, and he's fouled by Nowitzki.
Rarely will you see Sabonis go back that way, but the pass to him was so bad.
That's the only direction he had to go, right?
But you're not talking about a guy who any longer can change direction.
Once he gets headed in one direction, that's the direction he's pretty much going.
But tonight, we saw a picture of him from 1988 when he won the gold medal for the Soviet Union in the Seoul Olympics. And what a player as he led that squad. Alexander Gomilsky was the coach of that Russian national team.
Sabonis has just given his team a 1-point lead again. Van Exel and Nash in there together. Nowitzki goes back door, got a screen from Nash of all people.
That's what makes this Dallas team so tough to defend is that you got the point guard screening for the power forward. Don Nelson, just a creative genius. But Damon Stoudemire is watching his man as opposed to watching the ball. You have to put your hand on your man to feel him and find out where he is and read the mind of the passer.
Van Exel's open. LaFrench tried to crash the boards, but Sabonis tipped it to Patterson. Wells, 3. It's just not there tonight from the floor for him. Trying to steal it. He creates a double mistake. Misses a shot and gets a cheap foul, and it's his 5th.
Focus, determination, concentration, and consistent effort have plagued this young talent throughout his career. Now he's got 5 fouls. He's got to sit it out. Rashid back in. He's playing with 4. His last one will not get him into the Academic All-America Hall of Fame.
Under 10 minutes in the ballgame. And under 6 seconds on the shot clock. Van Exel a runner. 10 for Nick.
Can the Blazers get Rasheed Wallace rolling here in the 4th?
How many shots has he taken even near the paint? Anyone? Now he makes the catch. Kicks it back outside. Sabonis trying to feed the low block. Behind the back to Randolph. Trying to tip it in. Patterson. Stoudemire tried the same. Nobody can get it to drop. Mavericks by 1. Nash trying to put him up 4 and does.
Maurice Cheeks has seen enough. The inability to convert the simplest of plays.
The Mavericks had missed their last 7 3-pointers. First a 2-pointer by Van Exel on a runner in the lane. And then following a turnover by Portland, Steve Nash hits his second 3 of the night. He's got 10. It's the Mavericks back in front by 4.
Doesn't Miller Lite taste great? Less filling!
Wait. What about this? Doesn't Miller Lite taste great? Great taste! Great taste!
Less filling!
Great taste!
Less filling! Less filling!
What do you think about that? That's art.
Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
I've got an idea.
Why is everyone talking about KFC boneless wings?
I've never tasted anything like them.
I love these things.
They're like totally sweet and tangy.
It's the best of both worlds. One bite and you're hooked.
Yeah, no, give me some more.
So much flavor.
It seems KFC boneless honey barbecue wings are all the rage. Premium white breast meat with all the fun and flavor of wings. Hurry in and get 7 pieces for $2.99 or 20 pieces for $7.99.
How do you feel about KFC boneless wings? I'm sorry, one more time. I didn't quite hear you.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Time for our Dockers Defender's Edge, and it's all about the Dallas Mavericks, Greg Anthony.
Adrian Griffin coming out with a big play right there defensively. Again, you got to like their effort and energy. Even though Portland's playing well, Dallas will not go away.
Log on to ESPN.com and vote for the Dockers Defender's Edge. Guys?
All right, fellas, 91-87 is the advantage. The good news for the Trailblazers and their fans is it's been 21 straight years, the second longest streak in NBA history to make the playoffs. The bad news is they have now lost 9 straight games, and this might be number 10 if they lose this one. 9 straight playoff games in a row.
Well, they avoided the Los Angeles Lakers this year as Paul Allen and Bob Whitsitt look on, realizing all too well that this season is slowly slipping away. 8 minutes, 50 seconds.
Sabonis on a lob underneath, foul by Bradley.
And I guess $107 million just doesn't buy you
what it used to. No, it doesn't. $104,572,000. That's chicken feed for that guy, but that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Ruben Patterson threw it away. Terrible turnovers in this second half. We might have one right here. Patterson going the other way.
Sean Bradley.
And thrown back in over his head by Daniel. And I mean thrown back in.
Hey, Sean Bradley made a tremendous defensive play. He just gave Patterson the angle and then came from behind, forcing a wild shot.
The prayer of a shot's made it a two-point game again, though. LaFrance. Bradley brings it back out. Nowitzki's open. Got it. 3.
You might want to guard him. He only started this series with 46 points.
Now
What's he got now?
31. Stoudemire has done a nice job outside the three-point line. Portland moves it around the perimeter. Daniels will try another one in close. Sabonis.
Oh, Sabonis, what a play.
Almost. And they still come out of there with a new clock and a new chance.
A major problem for the Blazers. They have no playmakers.
And now a foul on Bradley is 5th.
Nobody right now other than Sabonis who was able to or willing to create for someone else. Sabonis, the master at tipping. This is a guy who can no longer elevate at all. When he finally gets the ball in arguably the best post-entry pass of the night, which was still average at best, earns himself a trip to the line.
Let's check in with David.
Guys, the irony is that they can't play Sabonis, they don't think, unless Sean Bradley's on the floor for Dallas, because when Dallas goes small, Sabonis just does not have the lateral quickness, foot speed to keep up with guys like LaFrance and Nahara when they're playing center. But Bradley's been out there a lot tonight. That means Sabonis has been out there a lot tonight, and you can see what he's done.
He scored 14 points, which is now 15 more than he scored in all 4 regular season matchups against Dallas. 94-91. We're under 7.5 minutes. Dallas leading this first-round Western Conference playoff series 2-0. Portland, knowing they need this one at home, where Dallas has played so poorly over the years of their season, is in dire straits. And Van Exel flying in. One of 5 Mavericks in double figures, has 12. Nowitzki leads the way with 31 for Dallas.
The ability of Don Nelson to come to such a guy who can bail you out in the most extreme circumstances, Nick Van Exel.
Portland only 1 of 9 from the floor this quarter, but that one was big for Stoudemire. Damon's got 15.
But Nick Van Exel is the type of player that the offense means nothing. The defense becomes irrelevant when he has got his game going.
Gives it back to Nowitzki. Pick and roll from three-point land. Try that on for size.
Blazers just can't defend it. 12 for 27 for the Mavericks from three-point land.
That matches their 12 they had in the last game. They went 12 for 25. One more would be a playoff record.
What a pass by Sabonis.
And foul's going to be on Nahara. That's his 4th.
Some decent ball movement for a change by the Blazers. Nash just runs by Stoudemire. Realizing that Nash is not happening on the offensive end, they're running the pick and roll now through Van Exel.
Right. Ruben Patterson. There's the numbers. 46, then an off game, if you will, with 25, and that's when Finley and Nash picked up the slack. Now he goes back to 30-plus range. But this kid's had a whale of a ball game, or the Blazers would have been out of this a long time ago. Ruben looking for his 20th point. Didn't get it on the roll, though.
Never an off game when you win, Brad.
That's true.
Zone defense here by the Blazers.
Nowitzki will try another spot and has another spot.
Okay, so let's have Rasheed Wallace double team Steve Nash on the river. What is Steve Nash shooting tonight? Steve Nash is 4 for 12, and you're going to double team him and leave this guy wide open.
And leave him open for his 37th point of the night and his 5th three.
The Blazers need more than a timeout.
Seen it shine.
With a midsize SUV engineered to comfortably seat 7 full-size adults.
Marine, drill instructor, Vietnam veteran. Now he's facing his greatest challenge. Your questions.
What does GI stand for? What kind of grabastic unorganized question is that?
Join R. Lee Ermey.
Can it, numbnuts! Now listen up. Want to know how to drive a tank? How a gas mask works? What dog tags are used for? I know all the answers, so ask the questions, maggot!
Mail call, Sunday nights at 10 on the History Channel. Ask at your own risk.
If you would like to enhance your male sexual stamina and last for hours, then you need Trimega, the all-natural male potency formula.
It brought back that reason why I was so anxious to get married, you know?
By Trimega stimulating blood flow targeted to specific areas, clinical study participants enjoyed safe, longer-lasting performance.
Trimega is the only natural herbal formula backed by a double-blind clinical study guaranteed to work in 30 to 60 minutes each time you use it.
The time it takes Trimega to start working and how it works are similar to pharmaceutical products known to enhance male stamina. However, because it's an all-natural supplement, Trimega does not require a doctor's prescription.
It's a more natural feeling as opposed to the prescription drugs or anything else I've ever tried. It gives you a natural feeling.
Call 1-800-603-1319. Ask how you can receive a free supply of Trimega. That's 1-800-603-1319.
Well, the Sprite Mad Skills is not to make you mad if you're the opposition looking at number 41 shooting the basketball. He's 7 feet tall. It's a little bit freakish watching him shoot when he gets in a groove that he's in right now, as he's hit them from all over the floor, including the last one, a 3 from the left baseline off the feed from Nash that's given him 37 points, 11 this quarter. And Dirk Nowitzki is 13 of 18 from the floor. He's mad.
Only 24 years old. What a future. What a talent.
Present's pretty good too, isn't it?
I like the fact that he assumed a role of leadership on this squad. He knows that he's got the down-low go-to game.
He just downloaded Sabonis' chin.
But with the squad that the Blazers have out there right now, it's just so extremely difficult to get any sort of creative offense other than individual play, which is not going to get it done at this level. And with just 5.5 minutes to go, the season just slipping away right through their fingers. So elusive.
Fonzie Wells checks back in. Ruben Patterson will sit. Sabonis goes to the free throw line.
And that's where Scottie Pippen was so valuable. His on-court leadership, his ability to get the guys into some sort of offensive scheme and rhythm. Blazers have been devoid of that tonight.
And if Scottie's knee doesn't come around in time for Game 4 of this series, if Dallas holds on, you wonder if he'll ever be seen in a Blazer uniform again. Oh, beautiful. Wow. Well, it's becoming one of those Dallas clinics that sometimes they get in that situation, and everything they do turns to gold.
Blazer defense. Not sure what it is they're thinking, if they're thinking at all.
Here comes Nowitzki again. He's over 40 again.
Now that is beautiful basketball for the Dallas Mavericks. They are doing everything right. Steve Nash digging it out of the defensive end. Maurice Cheeks can only look on in exasperation. Rasheed Wallace not even watching the ball as he gets back cut. Then with the collapsing defense stripping the ball. They try to foul there. They do foul there. Futile.
Matching his jersey number and now surpassing it. The second 40-plus point game of these playoffs for Dirk Nowitzki. It's 107-95.
Look at how hard Rafe LaFrentz working on defense, forcing Wallace off the block.
LaFrentz has had a good game tonight, too, for Dallas.
Well, forcing Wallace to dribble away from the basket.
And Bonzi Wells is probably going to be way too little, way too late. Only his second field goal of the night. 13 points for him after the 45-point explosion in Game 2.
Blazers need to make mental adjustments on how they're defending. They've got the physical talent.
Dallas has hit its last 7 shots, Bill. Seems like 17. Yeah, they missed one. Stoudemire trying to run it up court. Wells lost the handle. Another turnover knocked away from behind by Nash. Now Nowitzki running the court. And he's fouled.
He never stops running. This guy is relentless. This is as unusual and unique a player as I think I've ever seen. There's just no one who's even remotely like him with his size, his shooting ability, the mindset. Remember Tom Chambers, who was this tall? And Tom, like Dirk, never got tired of putting him up and torching guys right in their face.
Well, he missed a free throw. That's the only thing we could say about him tonight. Sports Center's coming up next in about 4 minutes and 15 seconds. We'll update you on all the NBA scores, baseball, hockey, look ahead to the NFL draft, that and more.
Wow. Best shooting team from the line in the NBA. Although the way Minnesota shot it last night down the stretch, that was very impressive.
Remember, we'll see Minnesota and the Lakers Sunday at Staples Center. David Stoudemire with an offensive foul. And we're down to 4 minutes remaining.
And the fans sitting down in what should be their finest hour.
The last time they were really standing up, it was 87-86, and then Dirk Nowitzki outscoring Portland 16-12 this quarter by himself, and that'll make you sit down.
Wallace and Webb each have 5 fouls.
Van Exel just whirling his way to another field goal, 14 for Nick. He's got 14. LaFrance had 20 and did a lot of damage. 42 Nowitzki, 10 for Finley, 10 for Nash.
But the way they spread it around, Dallas, is just a thing of beauty tonight. People working hard on the glass. They responded with great class and poise when Portland tried to get physical in the early going.
Now Van Exel trying to use a little bit of time before he moves on Daniels. The quick between-the-leg dribble and the off-balance shot.
Yikes. That's the kind of night it's been for the Portland Trail Blazers.
You can throw one of those up and it almost goes in. And it almost did. 12-point lead, Dallas. That matches their biggest of the ball game, and we've got just 3:04 to play.
Three's a party. 3 a.m. I'm 3 for 3. Pass it to me.
Introduce yourself to Bacardi Silver 03 Premium Malt Beverage. As much fun as you can have with orange. 5% alcohol by volume. Your night just got more interesting.
I'm about to bring it like you ain't never heard.
That's what I'm talking about.
Feel the beat of the Drumline, now on DVD and video. Drumline, own it today.
I just thought I had a little something on the end.
We're here to show you how Power Strike from Right Guard Extreme works. It's got this strike with extra odor fibers. Let's pretend this huge elastic band is the Power Strike, and these guys are odor. See? It repels it. Get more extreme. Get the Power Strike.
DJ Clue. Desert Storm.
Don't even worry about that. I got you covered. My man, good luck.
The I3 pressure from RBK, only at Foot Locker. Know what I'm saying?
From now on, long distance, local, and high-speed internet will be together.
Voice and data networks for companies large and small will be together. The innovations of one of the world's largest internet providers and the simplicity of one global network will be together. Together, under one name. MCI.
Neil Everett and John Anderson here. We'll be here after the basketball game ends. And we may be here for a while because we've got another hockey game that's going to OT, and who knows when it will end.
1.2 seconds left. They score a goal. Not only that, hey, it's the eve of the draft, so we both have tremendous upside. We'll bring a report from New York. The Brewers' Richie Sexson, he went bonkers. That's all after the game. Back to the Rose Garden right now.
Neil and John working on their 40 times as they get ready for Sports Center following us. We have 3:04 left. Our GMC game track. Try to track Dirk Nowitzki, if you will. 42 points, 16 in this fourth quarter, only 5 Dallas turnovers. Bonzi Wells and Rasheed Wallace have been non-factors. Ruben Patterson and Damon Stoudemire and Arvydas Sabonis really are the guys that kind of helped keep Portland in the ball game until the last couple of minutes. And Sports Center is indeed next.
And in that last huddle, Del Harris, Don Nelson just telling the Mavericks, keep pushing. Don't let up the attack. A couple of stops, a couple of scores, and the Blazers will fold it in.
Wallace tipped. Nowitzki trying to bounce pass. That hit Wells, and Wells comes up with a steal. Bonzi Wells, lob, broken up by Van Exel. Trying to get it himself and can't. And now Nowitzki the rebound.
That's what they got out of a 2-on-1.
So Nowitzki now.
And Rasheed.
10 rebounds for Nowitzki to go with his 42 points, much like the 46-point 10-rebound game that he had earlier.
Lack of execution, it just left a real bitter taste in a lot of people's mouths in this building.
Van Exel missed just as the shot clock expired. Nahara keeps it alive.
Mavericks have outworked the Blazers. Outthought them, outshot them, and they're going to win this game and this series.
They're going to be up 3-0. That is a spot Dallas has never been in because they've never been up 2-0 in a best-of-7, so obviously never been up 3-0 in a best-of-7. While they have swept series, Nahara has 9 now.
And Mark Cuban is celebrating behind the Maverick bench. He knows what he's got.
Wells on a rebound. Final minute and a half.
Now the question is, how long will it take Dallas to finish off the Blazers series-wise? So they can get home, get rested for the second round as Utah and Sacramento go at it. Game 3 of that series tomorrow night in Salt Lake.
And a whistle and foul inside. Speaking of the games, and Bill just mentioned one of them. That one he talked about is on ESPN tomorrow night, Sacramento and Utah. But things get going first on TNT, New Jersey and Milwaukee at 5. Their doubleheader, Philadelphia at New Orleans at 7:30. Then it's Sacramento and Utah on ESPN. Sunday on ESPN2, Indiana and Boston get together at high noon. And on ABC, we'll see Minnesota leading the Lakers 2-1. A 3 o'clock Eastern start in that one as we check in with David.
Turning around in 1998. That's when Don Nelson traded for Dirk Nowitzki and also got Steve Nash from Phoenix. And it was that year that those two guys started to hang out together. It was Nash who would take Nowitzki, who was a rookie from Germany who didn't know anybody, out to dinner so he wouldn't be alone in his hotel room, and they've become very, very good friends. Nash goes over to Germany in the summer to see Nowitzki. And Nowitzki says he really is the one that has made him comfortable being here in America. Feels very good about it. They have a very close friendship. And they, along with Michael Finley, are the unquestioned leaders of this Mavericks team.
Nowitzki can sit. Nash has got another 50 seconds of work to do with Daniels guarding him. Steve handling the ball.
What about the positive environment that Don Nelson and Mark Cuban create for these guys to allow a player like Nahara to become a star? Who wouldn't want to be a Dallas Maverick at this point?
6 Mavericks in double figures. That'll show you. Quintel Woods. Zach Randolph gives it right back to Woods.
Blazers have a tremendous amount of soul searching to do.
I don't think, no matter how hard they dig in their soul, they're going to search and find anything that's going to help in this series now. This one would be the backbreaker. They had a lead twice of 1 point, and they couldn't hold it. And they'll find themselves down 3-0, and you just don't come back from 3-0. And final couple seconds, Dallas will be up 3-0 as the celebration starts on the Mavericks bench.
Dallas has toyed with the Portland Trail Blazers in this series. They've had their way in whatever way they wanted it.
And Dirk Nowitzki certainly has 2 40-plus point games as Dallas goes to 3-0 in this first-round playoff series. That's going to wrap it up for us from Portland. Our final score, 115-103. Sports Center with Neil Everett and John Anderson is coming up next. You have to believe harder. If you're a Dallas fan, you're starting to believe. For Bill Walton and David Aldridge, Brad Nessler, good night from Portland.